Greetings and welcome back to the lab. Today we're going to talk about the rattle can mounts. I finally got these ready to go, so they should hopefully be easy to assemble, and I'll explain some things along the way, but we're going to need, let's see, just pull out a bunch of them. Let's pull out all of them. So we got 5 of these, 5 of those. I've got other stuff that I've 3D printed, but right now I want to try and get at least one of these together, and then I'll show you what it looks like when they're all together, and I'll get it mounted, and we'll see what it all looks like with the rattle cans. So the idea is there is a base and there is the main mount. And I took these acrylic rods, which, where did I have it? Here's the bigger one. This is the full size, the full length, and these are all, what is it, 25 out of 200, so that doesn't sound right. 50 out of, anyway, I know, it's right on here. It's got to be 50 now that I think of it. Yeah, these are 50 millimeter bolts is what I'm replacing by using this. So I cut them down, so there should be 4 of these for every 200 rod. And it also just occurred to me I need to plug in my soldering iron. The soldering iron is now on. The reason why I want the soldering iron is because I'm going to melt the ends of these rods when I put them in. So the idea is one will go here. I just run a drill bit through to make sure the holes are unobstructed. 3D printing, things happen. The holes aren't going to be perfect. But I can do this and give you a good idea while I wait for it to warm up. Wait for the soldering iron to warm up. And the fun part's going to be trying to keep the spacing consistent, but I think, actually, now that I think of it, I can use one of these as a template, drive it through. The last one would be more difficult, but at least I can make them consistent here. I can get this to go through 2 holes. There we go. That should index everything nicely. That went through. That's going through. That way, they'll be through the thickness of one of these, which I forget. I think it's 2 millimeters. It might be 3. And then we put the top mount on. Just line them all up. You might fight a little bit, but it should eventually go in. There we go. I think we're starting to get it. I can see that's not quite square. Interesting. All right. I'm just kind of use my fist as a light hammer. Don't want to get crazy with it. Interesting. Okay. Now you should get the basic principle of this. It's this one here that's not working with me. Did I not chase it enough? There we go. I felt it go in. Yeah, it's going to be reasonably tight once it's all done. Interesting. It wants to push all the way through on that, but not here. Wait a minute. I popped back out. That's why. There we go. And get these to just above the surface, and I should be able to melt them. And this way, we don't actually need the bolts, which the problem there, I thought I was going to build a few of these and that would be it, but I'm building up a bit of a collection. So if these are costing me out the door, printed professionally for me, in resin in this case, they're costing me about $4 a pop, which is a bit more than I'd like. But I suppose if I order even more, I could probably get a better deal. But the idea is to, once I've got my prototype together and I've proven that it's working, I can do this. So I'm going to let it stick just a little bit above. And then I'm going to take the soldering iron, wipe it off, and melt the acrylic to give it a flare so it won't come back out. I think that'll work. And try and keep them at a reasonably consistent height. I can get that one. You know, the acrylic's not melting that easily. I can turn up the temperature, but I don't want to go crazy here. I can always sand that down. Okay, that's got those four. Now, what I can do is put this on the edge of the table, so I'm going to have to remember to frame this video so you can see the edge of the table. I usually leave that out. I'll pull this off, or I'll try to pull this off. That wedged in there pretty good. So maybe if you have these printed or you're printing them yourself, the point would be to have one extra of those because it does make it nice for just getting everything to kind of line up. Pull these up so they're not too far. And then I'm actually going to turn up the heat on the soldering iron a bit. If you don't have this beacher and you're not melting all that well, then you may just have to spend more time at it. These are 5mm acrylic rods. I don't know, is this a health hazard? Trying to melt the acrylic this way? Tell me, if you're more of a crafty person, this is what I came up with. I have that soldering iron handy for all sorts of other projects. And the acrylic rod just seemed like a good deal for taking care of this. It's not going to matter if this is perfectly level, because ultimately, this hole here is where you mount it to the wall or to a piece of wood or however you're going to do it. But that's one completed. Now let me go ahead and get the rest of them together, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. And there you go, folks. We've got 6 of them ready to go. This one here I had to do with the actual hardware, so you can now see it is a bolt running from the top. I have another nut under here to trap it on that section, and then I have to have 2 more nuts here, so that's, 12 nuts, 4 bolts. That's why it gets kind of expensive, and that's why I decided to go with the acrylic rods. So let's go get these things mounted up and organized. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. I got 8 of them up. I got 2 left. It's the board behind that they're screwed to that I didn't quite, I ran out of space on that board. I got to get another board up, and I'll probably end up printing more of these. But anyway, it's all a matter of trying to get organized, and this is a first step among however many. So I'm feeling good about having this up. It's been something that's been bothering me, just having so many of these cans lying around on the workbench and what have you. So I'm happy to have this done. If you're interested in the plans and the 3D printing files, STLs or whatever, go ahead and comment down below, and I will, once I see that somebody wants them, I'll go ahead and make sure they're posted up somewhere, and I'll put that in the description for you. So thank you so much for watching. Take care, and see you on the next one.